Kierra Douglas. Hey there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Guys, welcome to Set Real Talk Tuesday. I'm so excited to have Kierra Douglas, star of WAGS Atlanta on E Entertainment Television. She is joining us. I see her. I had the pleasure of meeting Kierra in Nashville. Her husband plays for the Titans, and we had brunch together. She talked about reality television and the possibility of her being on this show. And look at you now, Kierra. Here you are.
I know, I wasn't sure about it then, and then it happened, and here we are.
Yes. Well, guys, I wanted to have Kierra come on because not only is she a wife of an NFL player, a mom, she's also an entrepreneur and has gotten exposed to this reality TV world. So many people are watching, and some may even have interest in reality TV. So I wanted you to tell us a little bit about that. Tell us about your businesses and just how you're juggling it all or not. So
It's
thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to talk with you guys.
Yeah. So Kierra, you are, for all intents and purposes, you are Georgia Peach, born and raised
I am.
in the Atlanta area from Douglasville.
Yes, born and raised right in Douglasville. So yeah, I've been here my whole life, which I think usually people that think that's odd. They're like, "What? You're from here?" Because Atlanta is such a growing city. We have so many people from all over. But yeah, born and raised.
Born and raised. And so I was asking you about entrepreneurship because you have such an entrepreneurial spirit. You were telling me that your parents, both entrepreneurs, you got bitten by the bug, family members in business. I want you to tell us, well, let's start from the beginning. Went to Georgia State.
Yes. So I went to Georgia State University. I have 2 degrees, one in managerial sciences, which is business, and then one in marketing. So yeah, didn't want to go too far away from home, but still wanted to kind of branch out a little bit. So I chose Georgia State, had an amazing experience there. Since I was home, I was able to kind of take advantage of being able to dance professionally. So during college, I started out with, cheering Georgia Forest, which is the arena football league that we had here. And then from there moved on to dance and cheer with the Atlanta Falcons. And then from there transferred over and was able to cheer in the NBA with the Atlanta Hawks. So yeah, definitely took advantage of being here in the hometown. And then while I was in college as well, at age 20, I decided, I wanted to go into business for myself. My mom was, in corporate America. And like you said before, my family has this serious entrepreneurship spirit. Like literally there's so many people in my family that have their own business or at one point had their own business. So yeah, I kind of got bit by the bug. I kind of saw, their success and what it was like, just to be able to work for yourself. So my mom and I decided that we would go into business together, and we decided that we would open a dance studio. And from there we created Just Dance Studio. Because for us, we kind of thought about what line of business would we want to go into. And it was more so not what's going to make us money, but what is something that we have a passion for, that we really love, that we can see ourselves doing long term, and that we can make a difference in the community with. And so we were able to do that, through our love of dance, and we've been doing it ever since. This is actually our 10th year in business.
Nice.
Yeah. So we have the studio, and then we kind of just branched out from there. We were seeing so many talented kids along the way. We decided to branch out and do Area Talent, which is named after my younger sister. Also on WAG Atlanta with me. So those of you who watch will get to see a little bit of that in upcoming episodes. So yeah, we have the dance studio, we have the talent agency, and then most recently I decided to go into fashion and open up a clothing boutique called Closet Couture.
So guys, you see, just hands full. I mean, they say entrepreneur is like someone who has ants in their pants and, just has to make it happen. But you said a couple key things. So for those of you guys that are just joining us, I'm joined by Kierra Douglas in Atlanta. She is a star of WAGS Atlanta on E, married to Douglas. What's your husband's name?
Harry Douglas.
Harry Douglas. I was getting ready to say Hugh Douglas, aging myself.
That's close. You had the H.
Harry Douglas. And, you know, because I see you so much and I'm getting to know the wives and I'm like, wait a second, I don't even know who her husband is. But, you know, that's a testament to you standing in your own right, doing some amazing things. And I want our viewers to get to know you outside of reality TV. You know, the edits that we may not really get to see the real. But I want this Set Real Talk Tuesday. I want you to get real with us. But as you were talking, you talked about your mom and you sitting down, and what was it that would interest you that you could do as a business? And clearly a passion of yours was dance. And that's how you came up with Just Dance. And then now you have this keen fashion sense. You have your boutique. So those of you guys that are thinking about going into business, what is your passion? You know, each and every one of us has something instilled in us that, you know, it will help to birth your purpose. And part of that purpose is, what is your passion? Right? So here you are, you have your boutique, you have the dance studio, and then reality TV. But I want to rewind just a little bit. How did you meet your husband?
Woo, that's like the most interesting question that everyone always wants to know. Just because I and my husband, we were both in our first year with the Atlanta Falcons organization. So I was my first year cheering the Atlanta Falcons. He was a rookie on the team, the new wide receiver coming in. So we were actually at an event, and it was like a crowd interaction event, and some of the cheerleaders kind of helped to host the event, and we were getting, you know, like crowd participating questions. And, you know, he was the player that was, you know, there for the night interacting. And one of the audience members asked, you know, about his football career at the University of Louisville. And so I was the one who directed the question to him. And so afterwards, he came by and spoke, and I said, oh my gosh, I didn't know you went to the University of Louisville. My godbrother went there. And so he was like, no, really? Who is your godbrother? I told him, and immediately he's like, no, really? That's your godbrother? And I was like, yes. Literally, I think maybe not even 5 minutes after the event, I got a phone call from my godbrother saying, oh my God, you just met my teammate, Harry Douglas, and he's absolutely in love with you. He thinks you're gorgeous. And I'm like, okay.
Just like that.
So, you know, yeah. At first, I'm like, you know, that's nice and all, but, you know, there was this big fraternization rule, and I've always been very, like, by the book, very, like, the goody two-shoes girl who doesn't break the rules. And Harry didn't come across as my type right away. You know, the whole stigma of athletes, you know, having this lifestyle and being cheaters and that sort of thing, and then just his style and the way that he dressed. He just didn't come across as my type. So I was like, you know what? No, it's not worth my spot on the team. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not wasting my time. But my godbrother, you know, he was persistent, and my godbrother, you know, really kind of spoke up for him and was like, look, he's a really good guy. You know, he is crazy. He's hilarious, but he's a really good guy, and I think you would really like him. You should just give him a chance. So, you know, after I fought him off for a while, I finally gave him a chance.
Get that spot on the team.
We finally, you know, connected, and we're friends and grew from there.
Okay, so but then what happened? Did they kick you off the team?
No, actually, we were friends for a while, and then when we started dating seriously, which I'd say probably about my end of my second year, we kind of started to get serious, and I was like, okay, well, if we're going to be serious, like it's official, like we're an item, we're a couple, you know, like we're around each other 24/7. Both of our families know each other, you know, like I've got to make a choice here, because for me, I was worried about my reputation. I was worried about my spot on the team. I didn't want to be labeled as, you know, a cleat chaser or any that sort of thing. So I definitely was conscious of that. So, you know, we had to keep it on the low for a while, but after my third season, I ended up, not re-auditioning and moving and doing NBA.
Okay.
So yeah.
No conflict at that point.
Yeah, I exited quietly before, you know, it was an issue. But, you know, what's funny is that I talked to my coaches immediately after I decided, you know, not to continue to cheer. And they had no clue. Like, literally, they had no clue. And they were like, you know what? If it was anybody on the team, I'm happy it was you. because you handled it the right way. You know, you're very classy. You know, your business wasn't all out in the open. You weren't, you know, out here acting a fool and letting your business all hang out. So if it was anybody, we absolutely adore Harry. We love you, and we're happy that it was you.
Nice.
So it worked out. It worked out for us.
So when you say classy and acting a fool, you know, typically that's what you think about reality TV. And in order to make it work, that's what people want to see. People cutting up, and, you know, when they say they want drama, they want conflict. So how did you go from, you know, not wanting your reputation to be messed up and doing things the right way to contemplating reality TV?
I'll be perfectly honest. The thought of reality TV like scared me. Like, people would say, you know, why don't you do a show? And I'd be like, no, not a chance. But what did it for us, we were actually, after we got married our first year, I don't know if you're familiar with HBO Hard Knocks. It was a special they had on TV. They featured the Atlanta Falcons. And when they did our team, Harry and I, my husband, were featured. They showed me like frying chicken in the kitchen, and him with his secret women's deodorant, and, you know, him preparing for camp. And I was getting ready to, you know, go and compete for Mrs. International. I was Mrs. Georgia at the time. And so that really sparked a lot of people's interest in us. You know, they saw us and they were like, oh my God, they are so cute and they are hilarious. Like, we would love to see more of this couple. So we were approached by several different production companies and people that kind of scouted us out. And at first we were like, us on a show? You know, maybe, I guess, you know, now that we had seen ourselves on Hard Knocks, I guess we could see how people, you know, would like us. So, you know, why not? So we, you know, went that route. We actually had a pilot with E before WAGs came along, just about me and my husband and our family. And that is kind of what opened the door for me. Just being able to see that it could be family oriented, funny, really, you know, very positive and uplifting was what made me kind of take a second look to be like, okay, well, it doesn't have to be all crazy and drama and acting a fool. Like, here's us doing a pilot that's very positive, very family oriented. So if I could find something like this, like, I would be more than happy to do it. Now, of course, the WAGs franchise isn't necessarily known for that. So it definitely, you know, I had to think a little bit about whether I wanted to take that leap of faith into joining the franchise. But I was a fan of the franchise. I like it. I like what it represents. I like that it shows.
So for those of us that don't know, and, you know, when you say you want to be a part of something, you know, what does it represent? What does the franchise represent?
Well, WAGs, which stands for Wives and Girlfriends of Sports Stars. I like the fact that it represents women outside of their men. So it kind of shows that we are their support system. We are there for them. We're, you know, the ones holding them down. But at the same time, it shows them as their own people, you know, as individuals. It helps to show some of the struggles that they go through, you know, some of the things that they do outside of their men. And I really liked that, you know, because there's so many times, you know, as an athlete's wife, you're kind of in the shadow, or people focus, you know, on your man and not you. And it's constantly, oh, that's Harry Douglas's wife versus, no, I'm Kierra Douglas. You know what I mean? I have my own thing going.
I'm like, Kierra. I'm like, wait a second. What's your husband's name again? Oh, yeah, I get it.
I love that aspect of the WAGs franchise. And then, of course, E, you know, I enjoy the E network. It has, you know, very glamorous lifestyle, you know, with the Kardashians and everything like that. So I definitely was a fan of E, and that was one of the things that I liked about it.
Nice. Okay, so going in, you sound so optimistic. You know, you're telling us all the things that you liked about it. So now you are a couple episodes in. So if you guys, you know, haven't checked out WAGs Atlanta on E, check it out. Where are you now with this? Has your opinion changed any?
If you had asked me this during filming, my answer would be different versus my answer now. And my answer is probably going to be different again when I finally see the entire thing. It changes along the way. It's a growing process. It's a labor of love is what I told people. Like, you know, it was very stressful, very time consuming, but at the same time, I did have a lot of fun. I enjoyed the opportunity. I enjoyed the platform that it has given me. So I'll be honest. We said we're going to be real here. So I'm going to be real.
Real talk.
When I started, of course, they always, you know, I've seen WAGs Miami and I've seen WAGs LA. I do know, I feel like for the most part, I don't feel like they are negative necessarily representations of, you know, WAGs. But I do know that they have drama. So I knew coming into this that there would probably be some drama, but I also knew who I was and what I wanted to represent and what my brand was. So I came into it very optimistic, like, okay, there's probably going to be some drama, but I'm going to just try to steer clear of that. You know what I mean? I'm going to just because in my mind, it was, they can only use what you give them. And if you don't give it to them, then that's not what they're going to get. My opinion is a little bit different now, but going in, I just was really positive. I said I would stay clear of the drama and I would just try to stay true to who I was.
Okay, so go back. When you say your opinion is different now, how so?
Well, there was a lot of drama. There really was a lot more than I anticipated. At one point, I'm like, is this Love and Hip Hop or is this Wags? I don't know which one I signed up for. Mm-hmm. But halfway, I'd say mid-season or close to the end of filming, the show completely switched gears and decided to go a different direction. And I'm very thankful for that they did that, because, you don't necessarily want to be associated with all the drama, but they decided, we're not liking the direction we're going in. We want to focus more on being family oriented, the families, the couples, the ladies who are, building their careers and chasing their dreams and goals. We want to focus more on that. So they cut out all the drama. Mm-hmm. And that was their focus. And at that point, I'm like, yes, this is what I've been saying the whole time. This is yes, let's do this. Mm-hmm. So I was excited about that. But then I will be honest, after watching a couple episodes, there's definitely some editing that is very interesting. I think, taking out of the drama, it kind of left some holes as far as people's characters and, just storylines and plots. Once you take out that big hunk of filming, there's going to be some gaps and some editing that's interesting. But, for the most part, I will say, so far, I'm okay with it. There has to be some level of something that they're going to edit. So
two things that I want you to get into, since you had your businesses already. And so for those people, a lot of people say that I've talked to, lots of wives of athletes or girlfriends, they always say, well, you know what, I'm thinking about this reality show because it'll boost my business. I can get my platform out there, whatever it may be. Do you feel like it has been beneficial? I know the season isn't even over, but up to this point.
I do. I feel like for the most part, I definitely has gotten some buzz centered around, what I do, what my sister does as far as our family businesses. There's actually a couple of scenes that are geared that actually show our businesses. So I will say for the most part, I think it has done a good job of giving us that platform and putting our business out there. Now I did have a bone to pick because I didn't like the way that they edited certain things, because I'm like, look, now you messing with my brand, like this is my business, so I'm gonna need for you to edit stuff the way that it occurred. But I get it, things have to be exaggerated a little bit just to give it a little so that viewers will want to tune in. But I definitely watched, and people that knew me were like, wait a minute, this isn't how you act, Kierra. And I'm like, yeah, it's just edited that way, guys. Like, I promise.
So was it edited that way, Kierra, or did you get out of character a little bit?
No. I will say what you see of me is me. Okay. But my sister and I, it shows me and my sister arguing and me giving her a really hard time and kind of being like a witch to her, which is not, we have a very, we constantly get at each other and are cracking jokes at each other and are tough love on each other. But it's reciprocal. We do it each other and we laugh about it and we, so I think, they did cut out a little bit of her stuff and focus more on me. It looked like was the one who was just constantly showing the reciprocal, relationship that we have. But people that know me watched it and laughed and was like, yeah, we know that in real life, your sister is really the one with the smart mouth that, goes in. But, for the most, I'm pleased thus far. I can't, I haven't seen the whole season. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, I definitely know there will be some edit. There's always going to be editing that you don't care for. But for the most part, I'd say I'm happy.
Okay. So how has it, a lot of people look at reality TV, especially as it relates to marriage. And they say, reality TV is one thing that can hinder or cause the split in many marriages. That, you're destined for doom if you do reality TV as a couple. how has it affected your marriage, or has it made it better?
That's definitely things that I heard. And when we were deciding whether we wanted to do the show, that was definitely something that I took into consideration because, you know, you've seen so many cases where that is true and that happens. But I would say for my husband and I, it hasn't really affected us. Besides, you know, of course, I have more on my plate. So that's more, you know, less time that I'm able to spend with my family and, you know, doing things that I want to do with them. But for the most part, my husband, I will say this also, my husband is really involved. I don't know, WAGS Atlanta heavily involves the men. So I think him being a part of the journey and the ride, you know, has made it easier for him to understand the process and, you know, what I'm going through and what's going on with it. But we have a really strong foundation. Like faith is in the center of our relationship. And I think that was one thing going into it. We knew, okay, look, like we're good. Like no matter what anybody says or what comes out or what happens, like we're good.
And that is so important, you know, going into it. And I know things change and events come up, but knowing where your center is and, you know, being able to, you know, speak with one another and know, look, this is where we are with this. One thing that you said when we talked, which it was really important for me, because I want, guys, if you're just tuning in for Set Real Talk Tuesday, I have Kierra Douglas here. She is star of WAGS Atlanta, just getting candid with us. You know, you talked about how your husband initially wasn't, you know, who you thought you see yourself with, being an athlete, you know, and just what you thought for yourself as a mate. And, you know, now looking at you guys, you're on reality TV, you are loving and hilarious together, raising a daughter. And so for so many single women, you have these preferences or prerequisites even that may not be what you really need. So can you speak to that for us, for those single ladies that are watching? And you guys tag somebody, comment, you know, get them in, because here Kierra is, and she's, you know, a testament of someone who is married, you know, has her businesses, raising a baby girl, and juggling it all, but, you know, in a relationship and in love.
Absolutely. This is a topic that my sister and I talk about a lot. It was actually a topic on the show. My husband and I were giving her relationship advice. And in one of the episodes, he says, you know, just steer away from the athletes and just get yourself a plumber. And what he was saying is that, like, don't look for a certain set or stereotype or a certain, you know, man that has a certain career. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong with regular Joe Smo down the road. If he's a good guy, you know, give him a chance as well. And I think that's important. For me, I immediately like steer my husband. Oh, he's an athlete. That means he's probably in the streets and he's not looking for a commitment. And know, there was just all these things running through my mind. And then I saw the way he had on like a long white t-shirt and these baggy pants. And, you know, he's very like Southside Atlanta. So typically I'm more of like a clean cut, like church boy, you know. And, you know, right off the bat, I'm like, okay, no, this guy is not my type. You know what I mean? But I gave him a chance. You know, I stepped out, I took a leap of faith and said, you know what? I'm going to give him a chance. And after, you know, I pulled back those layers and got to know him, I saw that he was an amazing guy. Like, he has a heart of gold, you know, his relationship with his family, the way he treats his mom, you know, those are things that I looked at. You know, just we had similar morals and values and things that I respected and that he respected about me. But if I had not given him the chance, I would have never known that. So yeah, my advice is definitely step outside your box when you are looking for Mr. Right, because that's something that I tell my sister. You've got to look for Mr. Right and not Mr. Right now. Like, I feel like you have all these set, you know, things that you're looking for, and that may work for you right now, but you don't know what your future holds and what is a good fit for you. So sometimes I feel like God gives you not necessarily what you want, but what you need.
Yeah, not what you want, but what you need. Because what you want, you think you want, you know, Mr. 6'1", Mr. Stallion, chiseled, this, that. Meanwhile, you need to be in the gym. And, you know, here you are with all of these things that you think you want. And at the end of the day, who he is, he may be shorter than you. He may, you know, have some love handles. He may not be, you know, super mega whatever millionaire, but he may have a heart of gold and keep you laughing and make you really want to be the best you that you could ever be. And so here you guys are, one baby in and doing reality TV. And you talked about him being a support. So with your businesses, you have this man. How is it for him? How, so many women get into business and you have to really juggle marriage and motherhood and your home life. How are you able to do that?
I mean, I'm not going to lie, it's hard. One of the most important things that someone told me is that it's not always a perfect balance. Like, it is a juggling act. Like, you're always going to be trying to keep it together. But I tell everybody, prayer and patience is what helps me. And I have a really strong support system. Like I said, I'm in a family business. So of course they help to pick up, the weight when I'm away or I have other things on my plate. And then my husband is extremely, extremely supportive. Like, if he knows I have a billion things going on, like, he'll be like, it's okay, baby, I'll do the laundry. It's okay, baby, you don't have to cook tonight. I'm going to order out. You know what I mean? So I think it's very important that you have a strong support system. And that's basically just prioritizing and, just laying things out and having goals.
Yes. So, I mean, that's key. We cannot do it all, but we can juggle. While one thing is up, something else is down. We're not going to be Susie Homemaker and, rock the world in the sheets and have the home spotless and the kids, pristine and speaking 5 languages. Something's got to give. You got to have a support system. You got to have it, strategic and planned out. And you're a living testament of someone that is making it happen. Now, you're a stay-at-home mom.
I am. I'm at home with my daughter, which has been driving me crazy lately because she's, we're entering the terrible 2. She'll be 2 in a couple months and she's extremely active. So it makes it kind of hard to keep up with her running around while trying to, get on my computer and handle some business or take a phone call. It's definitely challenging. So right now we're looking at, getting her in daycare or getting a nanny. And that was one of the things that I had to learn. Like, it's okay to ask for help. Like, you have this support system, use your resources and, work smarter, not harder. And I had to realize, look, like, I am Superwoman, but not every day. Like, it's okay. It's okay to, ask for help. And so now I was like paranoid. No, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I feel bad. I don't want her, to have to go to daycare. But now I'm like, okay, she's about to be 2. We're good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So yeah, really excited about that.
Nice. Guys, how many moms can relate to that? You may have been a stay-at-home mom and that you're like, wait, I got to get back to me. I got to be able to keep things going, and being a home, homeschooling or, making sure that you're at home every day with your kids just isn't for everybody. Right? So guys, if you're just tuning in, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It took me a while to learn that it's not, the home life isn't for everybody. I thought that, I was like, oh, I can do this. Yeah, this will be great. And then like a couple months in, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to like lose my mind.
Yes, cabin fever, baby running, well, crawling, getting into things. Yeah, it's shout out to the teachers out there.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, Set Real Talk Tuesday, we're getting real with Miss Kierra Douglas, star of Wags Atlanta on E. If you haven't tuned in yet, tune in. I got to see some clips of your interaction with your sister. It was hilarious. So endearing. You guys are the cutest. And, just your businesses. Wanted you to come on and encourage some people that are thinking about entrepreneurship. Here's someone who took her passion and has created businesses from style, has an impeccable fashion sense. Just amazing. So you have your Closet Couture in Douglasville. So if you guys are in the Atlanta area, check out Closet Couture. And then you have Just Dance, the studio. So it's a dance studio. What is there a specialty? Is it all sorts of dance?
We do a little bit of everything. Ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop. Of course, we specialize in jazz and hip hop. That's like what we're known for. But we offer all types. We start at age 2, go up to age 18. We do adult classes from here and there. So yeah, stop by, check us out.
Just Dance in Douglasville. And, you can check them out online. It's jdsatl.com. And then now you have a talent agency, REI Talent Agency. So if you have your babies and they've already been dancing, but you need representation because you want to get them out there, get them working, REI Talent Agency. And these are all, businesses that Kierra is running, all while being the wife, the mommy, and the reality TV star.
It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. I'm very blessed though and thankful to have, again, it being a family business, I have my sister and my mom there as support and then my husband.
Nice. Well, I'm honored that you were able to join us with this busy schedule. It's the off season now. So do you guys you're done filming?
We're done filming, hopefully for a while, or at least, of course, we don't know if there will be a season 2, but we're done. So we're definitely enjoying our time off for the off season. We're planning, some trips to kind of get away, but most importantly, the grind doesn't stop. So,
That's right.
We're still working, trying to get these businesses, out for everyone.
Yes, yes. Well, you have our support, guys. If you're not following Kierra Douglas on social media, you can follow her. She's Miss Kierra. So Miss Kierra is Kierraa on Instagram. And then you're Kierra Douglas on Twitter, KIERRADOUGLAS on Twitter. And then Kierra Anderson Douglas on Facebook. So you'll be interacting with us live, guys. I'm just, it's great to be able to have you on because we have our audience of women. Some are aspiring to be entrepreneurs. Some may already be. And if, you are ones that are saying, what is my passion? Here's Kierra. Dance was her thing. So she's just ushered right into it, and fashion. And your businesses have been around for some years, and here you are. And then, for someone who's saying, I'm a mom, I'm tired, I need help. It's okay to ask for help.
Yes.
So you've given us some nuggets, and we're going to take it for Set Real Talk Tuesday. Guys, we want to get real, give you some nuggets that you can apply today, like right now. So tag your husband even. Say, I need help with this laundry, babe.
Yes, that's key. That is key. That's a lifesaver.
Yes. So thank you for joining us. We're going to follow you. Support Closet Couture, right? And then your dance studios if you're in the Atlanta area. So Kierra, we're going to have you on after we've watched all of the segments.
Yes.
Of Wags Atlanta.
I probably will need to clear some things up. So that would be great.
Yes. Well, guys, Kierra Douglas, follow her, keep in touch, and we will be back for Set Real Talk Tuesday, next Tuesday night, same place, right here on Facebook Live. I am Danisha Roll, and I'm Set.
Hi, I'm Kierra Douglas, and I'm Set.
Yes, guys, you have an amazing rest of your Tuesday evening. See you guys soon. Thanks, Kierra.
Thank you.